Hi, I'm Dr. Genhee So with ElevateMD, and today we're going to talk about how good financial planning isn't just about saving money. The moment I realized that financial planning wasn't just about saving money was when I started getting hit with big tax bills. Those big tax bills wiped out some of my savings and my investments. I didn't anticipate those huge tax bills, and then I realized that financial planning is much more complex than I thought. That earning a great income and saving responsibly, those two things alone weren't going to cut it. There was a shift in the way I thought about money and its potential when I realized that it wasn't just about saving to be financially secure. And it wasn't just about saving and investing smartly to be financially secure. In fact, it was also about understanding the tax treatment on those investments. And not just after it happened or a year later, but to be proactive about understanding the tax laws on different types of investments with respect to my wealth architecture. Once I understood that there was an integral relationship that was interconnected and interdependent between income, investments, and taxes, and in Canada, having a corporation, I understood that it wasn't just about savings. It was about understanding that relationship and being proactive in making sure that we had the most efficient wealth generation. Before working with a planner, I felt like I was working hard to save money. And the more money we saved and invested, it felt like the more taxes we were paying. But at some point, the taxes seemed to get out of control. And while some people were saying, well, if you have more and you save more, you're going to spend more money in taxes. Once I understood and respected that saving tax was equivalent, if not better, than finding the right investment with an amazing return, I understood that I needed to spend more time on the planning side of our investments, that I needed to respect tax and its complexity and understand how to save taxes best so that I could retain wealth and that wealth could earn and compound for me to bring me into a comfortable retirement. My approach changed when I understood that it wasn't just about saving by shifting my focus. I was no longer obsessed with finding the lowest cost investment, otherwise known as the management expense ratio. I wasn't so obsessed with trying to find the best performing investment. Instead, what I did was I took a look at the tax treatment on investments. And what I learned is that the growth on different investments has different tax treatments. And the growth on investments inside my corporation had a completely different tax treatment than if I had kept those investments on the personal side. When I recognized that tax is much more complex than I ever gave it credit for, then learning a little bit about how the tax system worked on my investments helped me to become more efficient and spend less on taxes, get a lower tax bill, and therefore generate more wealth by retaining that money inside our corporation. I realized that wealth was more about lifestyle than saving money the hard way. Because I was getting hit with all these tax bills, because I was getting burned out at work, I realized that I needed to be more efficient on the wealth building side of things. I realized that I couldn't do it alone, and that I realized the best way to get the maximum results for me was to find the right wealth management team that understood me and understood that wealth generation and lifestyle go hand in hand. And what a wealthy lifestyle means is not just about money, but actually when you have good quality of life and a wealthy lifestyle in your outlook, in your mindset, it translates into me being a better radiologist, a better spouse, and a better mother. And all that together is a really synergistic kind of energy that then translates into more dollars in the end, because you're not cutting your career short because of burnout. I learned that creating wealth was more about creating quality of life than it was just about saving money the hard way. I was near complete burnout. I was working day and night. I was feeling terrible that I was a negligent parent and spouse. But when I realized that I needed a good team behind me, when I realized realized that generating meaningful wealth wasn't about finding the best stock, but it was about getting set up properly. And when you can see that you have a process and that you have experts who understand this process and can pivot when the government makes changes in the tax laws, then that makes you understand that you can actually live a quality life, that you don't have to work your butt off to exhaustion to make sure that you're financially secure, that you can have a balance between the personal and professional side of things to make sure that you are healthy in mindset and emotion, and that you have enough time to carry out these responsibilities well and with intention and a sense of confidence and happiness. If you want to learn more about how good financial planning is more than just about saving money, visit my website at drgenheeso.com. I'm Dr. Genhee So, founder of ElevateMD. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next episode.